Greetings, Warlords. Rodge here. Welcome to Saga Thursday, the show all about the skirmish miniatures game from Studio Tomahawk. Joined once again by Monty. Monty, how's it going, buddy?
It's going great, Rodge. How about yourself?
Yeah, we're going good. And another month into 2025 here. Somehow we're doing it. Have you picked up your Age of Chivalry stuff yet, Monty?
Oh yeah. I was early pre-order, and it arrived here in the U.S. at the front end, and just really, I have not had a chance to do proxies or play in person, but I've been sneaking in the tabletop simulator games here and there where I can.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I have not been able to get a game in myself, but hopefully by the end of the month here, I'll be able to use those figures. I just got a bunch of Perry stuff that I built from prior. So prior Fimble Winters, we had Age of Chivalry demo games on Saturday night, so I provided the figures for that. So we'll see. I'm not sure what the plans are for me painting in an army or anything for that, but I'll probably figure that out over the next month or two. Still been busy working on Age of Magic stuff, but hopefully that'll be done. Or somewhat done. A little break at least for a while. Right. I'm sure it'll go on for a bit here. But today we've got a few things we're going to tackle. We're going to be looking at lots of pictures of painted models, Monty. So first up, we have the Warband Challenge results. So the Warband Challenge is something the Saga Thursday patrons do. It runs June through December. You paint 1 point of troops per month plus a warlord, so that's 7 months. And then at the end of the year, you'll have a painted warband, and it'd be a shame not to look at everybody's handiwork there. So we're going to look at those. And then we have the paint contest results for the last, well, I guess it's the first quarter of 2025 here. The first challenge for the winter paint contest was horses. So we're going to be looking at people's horses. But before we get to that stuff, let's see if all right, we got it lined up here. Let's check in with this month's friend of the show, Monty, which is Black Knight Miniatures. So these guys are pretty cool. Check them out. They primarily been doing Teutonic Knights and kind of Eastern European style stuff for 13th century. But recently they've dipped their toe into the 15th century, Monty. So as of this recording, they've come out with German Knights. So these are STL files. These are multi-part kits. So you can assemble them, in any sort of way that you want and get different poses. You're not locked into any particular style. And I think this is probably just the start of chivalry. We've seen other manufacturers digging their toes in to the Age of Chivalry, and so it's cool to see that Black Knight Miniatures do that. Now, if you are a lifeguard or a warlord for the Saga Thursday patron, you are going to get a free set of the Boyars and Vlad Tepes as STL files from Black Knight Miniatures this month. So if you're seeing this and you're not a lifeguard or a warlord yet, you can sign up. They'll be distributed at the end of the month. So thank you to Black Knight Miniatures for that, for supporting the show and the patrons. Very cool to see. This Vlad Tepes model is pretty cool. Lonnie, have you checked out Black Knight Miniatures yourself?
I have in the past. When you told me they have German knights, I'm going to have to check them out as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, I think they literally just came out like a day or two ago, because I was talking to him about the releases or whatever, and then he's like, well, I got these, and like, what the heck, I hadn't even it doesn't even show up. He must have just made them public or something. So nice. Very cool to see. So obviously they're German, but Age of Chivalry, things are a little fluid there, about who's fighting for who. Moving on, Monty. So folks saw last month that Hearthguards and up will get access to some special shields made by me. So these are officially up and released. So if you go to My Mini Factory and look up Rodge Originals, you will see the first shield set. So these are shields with like a bas relief design, so it has little crosses and little stars, designed directly into the shield. So when you're doing your painting them, ostensibly it looks like freehand, but you're actually just tracing the lines. And really curious to see how folks get on with these. These were just released to the Hearthguards and up last month, but they are available for purchase now. If somebody wants to go and pick them up, they can still get their hands on them that way. So that was 21 Dark Age shields for this month. We are doing the basically the second round of these. So these are still Dark Age shield designs. A lot of these are a little more complicated, I would say, in the design. And I did find when I was testing these, there's definitely, you could have too much design on there where you're like, okay, I don't want to paint all these individual little lines and stuff. So during testing, it was kind of finding that happy medium between an interesting design, but not really like trying to replicate Little Big Man Studio with all the little millions of little lines and stuff. It's like,
right.
If that's what you're interested in, just get the decals.
Right.
So this is a happy medium. So this is 20 more shields, and with these two sets, you're gonna basically have enough for an entire Dark Age Warband, and you won't have to repeat a single shield in the bunch. So
nice.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time working on these. Probably a professional designer. Probably wouldn't have had to spend as much time as I did working on them. But it was a lot of fun making them, and I'm looking forward to doing some more. I think next month will be kind of more Celtic designs. So for my Irish, I want some special shields for those guys. So a lot of this, Monty, is just about creating the stuff that I want to use personally for my own models. So
of course,
that is half the motivation. So if you're interested in these, get them real cheap by signing up as a Hearthguard or higher. All right. Finally, let's get to our main topic, which is those Warband challenge results. Monty, were you tempted to join in?
I'm always tempted to join in. Seriously.
Tempted is the key part. So let's pop over to the Discord there. So we had something like 18 people trying it out this year. And come on, baby. Showing up for some reason. There we go. Hello. Okay. So every month you had to paint a point of models essentially, and it's pretty tough actually. Bonnie, I'm sure easy peasy for a guy like you, but us normal humans with a normal paint schedule, it gets pretty tricky. I in fact did not complete my challenge this year. I went for 3 or 4 months in a row. And then somewhere in October, I think I kind of fell off and never quite recovered. At this point, I am building, or this stuff is on my paint table. It's my Age of Magic Warband that I've been working on. So at some point, I'll be sharing those, but they're not quite done. So we had 4 people, though, out of the 18 who managed to hit it every single month. So a lot of people hit most months, but just 4 were able to hit it every single month. And at the end of this, we're looking at 10 warbands that didn't exist before, Monty. So let's dive in, shall we?
Yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah, all right. First up, we got Fool in a Hat with his Italo Normans. And these are pretty impressive, just in the big
Very
group
nice
photo here.
Yep.
So I believe these are all Victrix models apart from the Warlord, which is think he said he got it from Stronghold Terrain, but that's a Brother Vinny's model. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool fig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bonnie, thoughts on these bad boys?
So first of all, love Normans, and what Foulon had us done here is amazing. The hardest part about Normans is your best Norman warband is almost all mounted, right? Your levy's on foot, and everything else probably is horses, right? But he went for the S tier here because he also added a unit of warriors on foot for those games and scenarios where like you got to get a few guys off the horses to help you accomplish your objective. So wow, it is just very it feels right, it looks right historically. A lot of love and work went into this, so well done. Well done here.
I'm liking these. Yeah, nice choice of colors. It's all works for me with the different shields and everything. The little banners are cool with the yellow, red, blue, and green. Yeah, just really colorful boys. Very nice basing as well. All the little tufts and stuff.
Yep.
Little flowers. Monty, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add some little flowers to something real soon.
I like it. It is. I mean, I look at this and I know this is a lot of work. So kudos for staying in it and getting such a fine, fabulous warband painted. Plus, they're just so fun to play. Normans are always fun, and they're always in it in everything you bring them out for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are cool. I think I have a lot of fun. I don't believe this starts the trend of most of these people not actually getting any games in with their new warband yet.
No.
So he says, have they hit the game table yet? If so, not yet, but that's because they'll just be replacing my old Normans. Expect them to do good.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, well done.
Well done.
Up next, we have the first of the Chivalry Warband. So quite a few people chose Chivalry Warbands.
Yeah.
With Saga Thursday, we had a Patreon-only video that had the equipment selections. But, you know, is that a good army list that I'm painting up? Is that a good warband? Is that how they're supposed to be used? So people are taking some risks. And these guys turned out great. I love the color on these.
Yep.
Just the highlights, the green, the red, the yellow is popping. And he's got two of these wagons here, Monty.
Love the wagons.
Do you think two wagons is appropriate? What do you think?
The other day I was wondering if you could squeeze 3 in, but 3 is probably where it falls apart. I do think 2, I'm in my very preliminary early days. I think 2 gives you the footprint to give you the buffs and the shooting you need. 1's probably not quite enough. And like Goldilocks, 3 is too many. So no. And also, he didn't just put wagons down. He created little dioramas. He put all this effort into painting the people who are both in the wagons, blinking away with things that look like they're gunpowder, but like beginning of the gunpowder era, they look rather as dangerous for the shooter as it is for the person on the other end.
I like the little blasters, you know.
Right, on a stick.
You know, something they would build in the deep south. Exactly. Hey, check this out. Yeah.
Rock salt comes out, or maybe some pellets, but
fire potatoes.
And exactly, the potato gun. Really nice mix of figures. I think he said First Corps and Perry. I know what Perry looks like.
Perry.
So a lot of this is First Corps, and it's a nice shout out for First Corps, because I think sometimes they don't end up on people's plate because they don't have great color photos all the time, right? You kind of have to guess how good it might look, and he really has done them credit here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look good. So he says cavalry is the Perry miniatures, infantry First Corps, some Perry, and the Northern Crusades miniatures are the wagons. So those are like 3D printed one way or the other, whether he did it himself or not. The primary method is a double slap chop, prime, contrast, dry brush, contrast, final touches, and fixes. I'm gonna have to mess around with that because I think these turned out stellar.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I could be wrong. I'm certainly no expert. But I think I may be looking at the wagons. I can kind of see it. Your just contrast is going to be rather flat. but there is like bright edges on this. So there's like a second highlight that you can
you're
kind of
right.
pick out of here. So very nice. The extra step of double contrast. Yeah, I like this a lot. Honestly, I have to. I don't know. Hussites would be very hard to not paint just because the rule of cool. They're one of the coolest. You get to roll up in wagons, and the people are revolting. So who doesn't like that?
Yeah, definitely went the extra mile.
Yeah,
with the wagons for sure. That's something I would never do. Only guys in the wagon. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Only guys in the wagon are going to be on my painted wagon base.
Exactly.
And we saw with my Eastern Princes, I didn't even paint the guys. I just reused the levy guys. So kudos to you, Picanic.
Yes.
All right. As Hollowell, Stephen did Carolingians using Medberry miniatures. These are 3D prints that he did himself. So they're pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
It looks like they have came with some 3D shield designs themselves as well. So old Rodge isn't the only one doing those. But yeah, they got those cool, distinct helmets.
Yes.
Some of the Gripping Beasts have ones that are similar as well. So that must be some sort of historical reference. But yeah, these are great. He did a lot of muted colors by intention. And maybe he likes that or not. He might go back and do some additional highlights. But I think these look good.
They look
like the basing.
Very good.
I like the colors. It's got a very Hercus Monty feel to it.
Actually,
don't you think? With the kind of that red, the green. I don't know, just the colors. So like he's missing the kind of the yellow, but the red and the blue I feel are kind of in line there. So maybe just by chance he's using a similar tone to what JP makes me think of. But yeah, the king looks cool as well.
Love the king.
Purple cloak, distinctive green, nicely painted. So yeah, well done, Stephen.
Also, like this is just fascinating, right? I think I could be wrong here. I think he's posing them up behind a watercolor or something that's like a replica of a watercolor, and it just works, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be
like
honest.
A Monty design there.
Well,
to me, it reminds me of.
The difference is I like his. Photography for me is just. After all these years, you think I'd have nailed it, but it's just really a struggle to get the writing right and the background right. And I really, both the painting and also the posing, which is almost as equally important to get the feel, to capture like the essence of the work you've done and share it with everyone. He's nailed it here. So well done.
Yeah, I agree. Cool backdrop. All right, Gassard 267 back on the chivalry train. He was doing this Swiss, and again, he just taking a chance. You don't know what's going to be good or what exactly you're going for. So it looks like he's got a mix of everything here. Some big pike boys. He's got some kind of just regular warriors, crossbows. Looks like some handgunners ready to go. And I like the highlighting on these guys. Of course, we got the bear, the battle bear.
Oh, the bear.
Let's see if he's got to have another pic of that bear somewhere. Doesn't it?
Yes.
Have a close-up of the bears.
I know. I want a close-up. That's what I was looking for. Right, that's just too cool. That's too cool. Yeah. Battle bear.
He's cool. Yeah. Zoomed in here. All the highlights and stuff hold up.
Yep.
Kind of.
I like what he's done with the colors are mixed, but there's little groups of themes. There's guys who are in yellow and black. There are guys in black and red. And it kind of creates a little coherency to the kind of randomness. It's a push and pull. You're trying to nail both things. You want this to look a little wild and woolly, but you also want to create some coherency to draw the eye in. And I think he's really nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So majority, yellow, kind of black, and red, and then these kind of blue and whitish guys. But some like that aquamarine or teal or whatever that kind of greenish bluish That's a good color. I like seeing that. You don't necessarily see that a lot on historical models. And then the crossbows, kind of blackish, this kind of cool faded purple color. Yeah, like how they look.
Very
Definitely.
nice. Wait, and what's the guy? I'm so sorry. I don't, this is probably one of my weakest spots. There's someone dressed in yellow and black, and he has horns on his head. Is he like a jester kind of figure? I'm
Oh,
sure there
yeah,
must be a reason. There must be, I can't quite tell what it is.
Where was that guy?
He's near the yellow flag, the bull flag.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's hanging out there.
Maybe
That's
he's just
cool. He's
taunting
showing
the
up.
other side. Look at me, I'm a bull.
Yeah. I had a feeling
I
he
don't
probably
know.
hangs out with the Gewalt.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
The,
Right.
the big leader unit.
Yep.
So that could be your indicator there. You know,
That makes
if you see
sense.
this guy, you know that's
the one.
he's going to be in the safest spot in the battle for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Very cool models. 100% Perry Miniatures. These guys are, and yeah, no speed paints or contrast paints used here. We can just tell, you know, just some good highlighting, just some nice clean color there. So nicely done. All right. Patrick here, Patrick 007, going back to the ancient times with Numidians.
Yes.
And yeah, the shields look so good. I mean, just hand paint, like not that he's a simpleton or anything, but like anybody could paint these animal shields and they would look good like this. Can't believe I put in the effort of getting the decals and everything else when you could just kind of do these designs here.
Right.
So good. The basing's
nice.
Awesome too.
Yes.
Mix of kind of the dirt and grass stuff. I wonder what exactly is going on there. Can you tell?
I think that might be a custom mix. I mean, I'm no expert, but I've looked enough at like the different options that I kind of know the main ones. This looks like he might have done it himself.
Mm-hmm.
So well done. And you're right. He doesn't just like, you know, like when I do things, I can't help myself. I always lean into like efficiencies, aka shortcuts to the finish line. So if I'm going to do shields, you know, animal hide shields, I'm not going to do a mix. I'm going to do cowhide shields, but he's got leopard or cheetah and cowhide. He's got zebra. You know what I mean? So it's like the actual intentional diversity is a lot of work. And that's something I have done. And giraffe, maybe even. Oof.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry,
so,
giraffe. Yeah. I think that's giraffe. Sorry, but yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I think he did a great job with these. The models themselves are pretty simple. I've painted and assembled enough Numidians, but the shields, yeah, I think that puts it over the top. So well done. I think he's used it a couple times. Enjoys the fact changes.
Oh yeah,
1, 2, 3. It looks like he's got about 7 points.
Yeah, 32 horsemen. That's a lot of work.
All right, moving down to the wild dog here. So this one, I've been eagerly following along, like me, Monty, but it's an entire OSL object source lighting, I think is what that stands for. So we've got the Raiders at night, and what are the models that he is using for these guys? Mounted is Victrix Late Romans with Goth heads. The foot are Victrix Late Romans, unarmored, armored infantry, and Goth kits, early Saxon. So, yeah, these guys are definitely cool looking, and I want to see them in person and like play a game against them and see how they look kind of out in the wild here. We get a little bit of that when you put them on the table here, but it's got like the matching terrain, so it's definitely really cool. But you know, I want to see these on the Adepticon green neoprene fields,
right?
Just to see. Yeah, I like it. I love high contrast. I love going from blue to red to yellow with purple. and dark red in between. Yeah, I like I like it. It's definitely a strong effect. I could see people like not liking it, but I think it looks pretty cool.
It's wild, and I have questions as someone who dabbles with airbrush. Mostly use my airbrush for vehicles or terrain, sometimes in fantasy. But looking at how bright that yellow is, there has
it's
to be a little,
yeah,
there has to be a little twist because high yellows are not so easy to achieve.
Well, it's probably, I think you would spray with white first.
Okay, there you go. Get your
But
purist.
then, that kind of,
it could bleed, right?
Yeah,
the white
you could
bleed.
It's not that simple, but
Okay.
we probably start with the white, but then you have to make sure you kind of cover the prior colors.
Okay.
I don't think he really specifically gets into the technique.
Yeah,
but,
and that's okay. I'm sidebar. I'm getting off track, but I love it. And I have one other thought. I'm being cheeky here. This is so good and so bright. So when you go to Adepticon, make them turn off the lights and see if his army lights up the hall by themselves.
Yeah, or you put him like a little box with like a little curtain on it. You just have to stick your head in there. Look inside.
I love it. Yeah, the terrain, that's just such a nice shot. The very last one, pulling it all together. It's just the nighttime burning and looting and raiding just pulls it all together.
That's cool, yeah. So, like, you could just build terrain like that for a side, just your regular game of Saga. Instead of having a green field or something, you have a night board, and it's in the middle of a pillage and an assault. And, whether your figures are painted like this or not, you could definitely paint all your terrain like that. That would be kind of interesting. So, just a kind of a cool idea, whether you use it on terrain or on the miniatures themselves. So definitely, kind of a ballsy thing to do. I think it did turn out. So, well done, my friend. Next, another chivalry army. So M. Teasdale. So this is essentially the Perry Agincourt box, I think, the English side, if I recall correctly. It has 24 archers and 12 men-at-arms, and then somehow he snuck in an extra guy for the warlord, and he's got the stakes there as well. So I think this will be a decent army to use on the tabletop.
Agree.
Just straight up as is. And did a nice job. I think for him, he said he went a little quicker on this than maybe he normally does, or maybe that's the paint contest. He tried a quicker paint scheme than he usually does for a gritty look. So he used oil wash, details, highlights. Yeah, I think it looks really good. Definitely looks nice on the table that he has there. That neoprene matches, I think, pretty well. I like the little St. George badges or emblems that he kind of painted on all the archers. I think that little extra touch really ties everything together.
Very nice.
Despite the kind of the different colors there. So, yeah, very, very cool. Probably one of the quicker chivalry warbands to assemble or paint and assemble, I would say.
Yeah. I would also add that he's got the little muddy bases, which I like quite a bit. I know he made a comment, but I like it. That's a little extra work trying to get mud and water down there.
True Agincourt.
Right? I was going to go with that. If you look close, this is such a difficult little needle to thread. But so you go for Agincourt, you go for the muddy puddles, and then, if I could say, in my opinion, the amount of mud he has is just right, because if you made them look like they really rolled around in the mud, everyone looks the same. But he's kind of like gone in and, I'm guessing, sponged just a little bit at the feet, sponged at the edge of the uniform, so you get the mud without like obliterating, the hard work of a paint job with mud.
Yeah.
Nice little touch.
I could see it now. Just dry brush metal and then dry brush brown over everything. And just claim these are Agincourt French,
They've all fallen.
Covered in mud, fell off the horses, whatever.
Yeah,
nice. Look good.
Yeah.
Very well done. All right. Got JP, average Habsburg bureaucrat. So these are mostly Perry miniatures, he says. The cart is Pat's laser cuttings with the footsore goth mounted warrior as a driver. Looks like a missed opportunity to me to get some Dark Age gripping beast plastic warriors into the force. That's just me, Monty.
Oh my gosh, okay. I need a minute to breathe. That was good.
But here we go. Yeah. So, yeah, loving the yellows and
Yes.
that kind of red here.
Yep.
Overall, just very nice force.
Very nice.
With the wagon, these must be the Flemish. Then is that what these are?
Oh, that
supposed
is
to
a
be. Yeah,
good-
Flemish. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Yep.
So, that's a faction I haven't looked into too much here, but yeah, it looks cool. Got some
So
mounted
before you
guys,
get-
crossbows, yep.
Before you start thinking about, do you want to paint Flemish, Rodge? I have to warn you, the Flemish lean into levy pikemen. So
Ah.
72 pikemen
Wow.
is the minimum.
Levies are good, right, Monty?
Levies are good. More levies is more
Quebec
better.
Levies. If I recall correctly, they have trouble activating them, though.
They do. They do.
Unlike other boards. So, yeah, I think these are solid.
Yeah. I'd like to also add, I see the Wagon Man, and I love how he's got the whip in action. And once again, you've got an oil painting, which I think he might have done himself for his backdrop. And now I'm starting to
for the
fret.
picture.
Do I have to learn how to become an oil painter if I want to do the S tier posing and get like a
Okay.
nice background pick?
That's good. Yeah, it's tough to like print a giant photo. You know, that'll run you like 30 or $40. So it's like, well, how badly do I want to do this?
Exactly.
But you can paint like a piece of wood or scrap hardboard or something. Yeah, I think it looks good.
Very nice.
If you get the trees going across the back there, yeah.
Yep.
Looks good to me. Yeah.
Very
Did
nice.
a nice job there. All right. Next up, we've got Daneth. So we've got the American Free Companies, Monty, for freedom here. These are Perry French Agincourt models. So he modeled these on the American armored combat team. So very, very cool theme. Very distinct colors. Very fun.
Very. That's wild. That is just wild. I love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
These are pretty awesome. So yeah, nicely done. The extra mile with the kind of red and white stripes on everything, I think really ties the theme together nicely. Got the good
It's 100% themes nicely. That is just crazy.
Some Pavis in there.
Yep.
Got some buckler dudes. Yeah. I really like it. And I like the big flag here. Old 76.
It was a good year, I heard.
That's right. So yeah, Daneth, well done, my man. Very cool.
You will be seeing this at Adepticon.
Yeah. That's badass. All right, last one here. Sagas of History. I believe he didn't post it in the right one, so I forwarded it over.
Okay.
And yep. All right, yeah, it is. So another chivalry warband. This is the French part of the Agincourt. Don't believe he says the manufacturer here, but let's see if we can probably the Perry plastics again.
I was going to say, I recognize some metal and Perry plastics. Many years ago, I painted some of these. So these are Perry. I can't say all of them, but a lot of them are going to be Perry.
Yeah, these are cool. Yeah, I like that cav. I guess that's the one unit I haven't really. I've seen the foot guys in person, but not the cav. And I think they look good.
Very nice.
He's on with the little extra elbow grease on the shield there.
Mm-hmm.
His colors, blue, green, red.
Yep.
Black,
They all tie together well.
Yeah. Dude, all the big Pavis shields are hand painted too. How many fleur-de-lis are on here? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Gosh.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh.
13. Probably 20, 25.
That would kill me. I think I would have to stop.
Uh-huh. Oh, awesome. Very well done. Like the painting's kind of like crude, but like that's like it looks exactly like the manuscripts and like the art from that time period. So like, which was also like similarly crude, you know. So it like fits perfectly. Yeah.
So here it is. Credit to our painter here because I did this probably like 2012, 2014. I remember these shield transfers for these Pavises, and I didn't zoom in. I thought these were just like, oh, these are the shield Pavis, and you know what I mean. So like, I thought these were the little big man studios, and no, this is him doing it by hand, and the flag I now realize is him doing it by hand. Okay,
that's
very
good.
nice. Yeah,
you know, it goes to show, you know, stuff doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you're gonna be looking at this from 3 or 4 feet away.
Exactly.
So all these fleur-de-lis, you know, when I don't zoom the pick in, you know, they look good. Yeah, they're fine. So yeah, very, very well done. I'm sure by the end he became a master of the fleur-de-lis. Like me with the raven bird symbol I've been painting on all the heathens. I can whip one of those out probably, you know, like 40 seconds. So awesome. Yeah, another great warband. How many were chivalry warbands? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 10 were chivalry. So
nice.
Hopefully that was some good inspiration for everybody out there. And well done to all the contestants. Let's put put our hands together.
Very impressive.
Very well done. Not a lot of people were able to paint a warband over that time. I definitely failed myself. So very impressive. Now, I will give away something special to one of the people who finished. So again, that's Fool in a Hat, the Wild Dog, S. Hollowell, and Patrick 007. So I've got some numbers here. Head over to random.org, 1 through 4, generate, and number 2 is the Wild Dog. So
nice.
What I'm thinking for a prize here, it's probably going to be a little delay because I'm thinking it'll be a Fimbulwinter goodie is what I'm going to give away. So Fimbulwinter isn't going on this year. Unfortunately, it would have already happened, but next year. I definitely want to do some goodies for that. So the Wild Dog, congrats. I'll send you something from that, whether a glass, a shirt, saga sticks, whatever we end up doing for next year's Fimbulwinter, I'll send you one of those as well. So congratulations. And that is going to be it for the Warband Challenge. But Monty, we're not done with the Discord, and we're not
phase 2
looking at the models done quite yet. So let's just go down.
Yeah.
I'm
there.
Have some interim graphics in mind, but let's just jump right over. So this one might have been a cruel contest to inflict on the people. Monty, it was horses, and the numbers told a story. We were down a few entrants, so I think we had 6, I believe. Usually we get about 12 to 15 here, and as we go through here, some people were trying. They were trying, Monty, but the horse is stronger than many men. So
might have bucked them.
Yeah, and people were wondering, can I do a Pegasus or a mule? I wasn't. We're being sticklers here, so we were doing horses, and they also had to document what they. Or how long it took for them to paint the horses, and if they wanted to provide further information, they could do that. So let's get into that. First up, Fool in a Hat. So some of the same people. Turns out if you can paint an army for a Warband challenge, you can probably paint a unit for a simple paint contest challenge. So he didn't quite know what happened, but here we go. 6 hours, 30 minutes over a week of life. So these are 4 men-at-arms for chivalry. So got to be more periplastics. Monty, is that what we're
I think so.
Here? So
I think so.
So 6 guys for 6.5 hours. So that's 1 hour, 5 minutes. That's I think that was pretty darn good, man.
Yeah.
So I would say, probably closer to 3 hours for me is what I end up spending on stuff. So for this result, I think this is spectacular. So very well done, my good man.
Nice.
Right. We've got Sagas of History. So some more knights. Now, are these some of the knights that we looked at before?
They may be.
Possibly. I can't tell, but definitely acceptable with the overlap. So
yeah.
The challenge ran through the end of the year. The contest started early January, but they could still submit photos for their warband up until the end of the month. So I don't know if they are, but looks good. Nicely done. I like the different colors on the horses, whatever you call it, not barding, but their little straps and stuff. Yep. The green, the red, the yellow. Some is red and yellow, some is green and red. So just the variety of colors there, I think, is really nice and something that I need to look into doing more of myself. Another cool banner with
love it.
It's cool. I don't know what it is. It kind of looks like a troll. Troll with a beard face repeated over and over. I'm sure that's not what it's intended to be. That's kind of what it looks like to be. So yeah, very cool design.
Can you
matching the knight?
Can you properly pronounce the Count's name there, Rodge? Did you take French?
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Give it a stab.
Okay, Count's. I don't really know what I'm gonna say. A Q is a hard K, maybe.
I didn't take French.
Fucking bearishes.
Dude, that's okay. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, clearly, anybody who's watched the channel for any length of time will know that I don't really know how to pronounce any words at all correctly. So,
nor do I.
Would not listen to me on that. The ABG got some Tallow Normans. These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
I like the 3 different shields. I think he really did a great job on the horses as well. The little fade in for their socks, the different colors. So I think he knocked it out of the park here.
Agree. Look at the blue in the first picture. It goes from bright blue to a little darker. I love that.
Yeah.
On the helmet.
Yeah.
And also the gold on the helmet
blue.
does the same thing. Yeah, he does a nice gradient in there.
Yeah, so the blues are like different blues.
Yeah.
As well. At least there's 3 different blues between them. So it just works. You wouldn't think that using those different blues would look good, but I think it really does.
Mm-hmm.
And he uses some other colors as well. So very, very nicely done. Painted up this little guy here on the mule here. Just had to share. We're not counting him, but it's a nice looking mule.
He looks very angry, and by he I mean the mule.
Mm-hmm.
No, which is more of a fanatic, the guy with the cross or the mule? But yeah, that's clever. That's a lot of character in that figure. Nice.
All right. So I'm Teasdale. So he did English for the Warband Challenge. Looks like he's added some cavalry to this as well. So I think these are a solid effort. Nice clean coats. It's kind of a basic job here, but getting the job done. So nothing wrong with these guys. And took about 2 hours per model. He's saying. How did ABG, did he mention one way or the other? About 10 hours total. About 2 hours on the horses.
Yep.
About an hour or two seems like people are spending on these. All right, the Wild Dog. So Roman Hearthguard from the Victrix late Roman kit, and he's a slow painter, so they took a while. 1 hour per horse, so 1 hour per race. Monty, are you seeing this?
I'm seeing this, and I'm just shaking my head. Just the base might break me. Like, you're gonna have to paint this flat surface. It's mosaic, so this is gonna be very slow work. Like, there's no way I can think of to like rush a base and get decent results. He's got to sit there and pick out each tile with the bright yellow, and then the middle yellow, bright red, then the middle red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, yikes.
I would say that, these bases, this is more like, kind of like Warhammer or 40K style, where you get these kind of resin bases with these details. How stand out. I can say that I don't know if I'd ever start using these bases, but I would definitely at some point would have just sanded them over and like put flock and like just abandon the effort. Without a doubt, I would have done that. So kudos to the Wild Dog for finishing the bases. And I have to say, that red is popping, baby.
Yeah,
it's tough to do good red. That's kind of my approach, actually, is just leave it red. Don't try to highlight or anything. You can do the shadows to get the contrast, but if it's red, it's red, baby. And then the freehand shields as well. The horses are pretty tasty as well.
Right. Can I ask, since you are like the painting expert, these shields, I'm almost wondering, is it possible these are oils because of I don't know. There's something about it that is just like, I don't know if it's acrylics, which is a whole secret beast to me. I don't use oils.
Sure. So it could be. I don't think that they are, but okay. They could be. They very well.
Interesting.
The result is good.
Yeah, it really is. The dark to light.
Usually just the kind of these little lines and stuff, the detail there.
Okay.
Kind of doing little lines with that is very difficult with oils because it tends to bleed. But he could have used just the oils for the shading aspect, like on top of the detail work that he did. So I wouldn't rule it out, but maybe it did. Look good. It's a good result. So
very nice.
Very well done. And finally, Matthias.
Yep.
Giving himself a couple options, but he only finished one on time. The Victrix Norban and Pagan Roost Kit Bash, freehand shields, probably about 10 hours for 12-ish looking guy. So that's a nice looking unit there. And nicely done. Probably spent the least amount of time on per figure.
Yep.
If our numbers are correct here, but going quick, he's using the same color on all the troops, and probably just one or two. There's like a dark horse and kind of a lighter horse, so just kind of doing those same colors definitely speeds things along. So very, very well done, and thank you for all the submissions, everybody.
So, very well done.
It just kind of looks like no matter what you're doing, the horse will take a while to get done. 1 hour per horse as kind of maybe roughly what you can expect. Something along those lines. Monty, what's jumping out at you for favorites? We just got 6 submissions here, so top 2 maybe.
Right. It's always hard because we have so much good stuff here. Forced to narrow it down to 2. I just love the AGB's Normans. Just like as we pointed out, the blended blues, the gradient on the helmets, all these little touches are adorable. And then the second favorite, because I've kind of wowed about it because I'm just not sure how it's done, is the wild dogs. That wild man with his basing and the shields, hand painted, and then again with the colors going light to dark. Really, really, really lovely stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we were in agreement. Those were both of our top twos. And in the end, we decided to go with the wild dog as our favorite here. So, but the ABG, I think if he had painted 6 horses or 6 figures like the wild dog, I think maybe we would have given it to him. So there's a little bit of a quantity going to this. I do like the ABG's horses a little better than the wild dogs, but the wild dog, he's got those crazy bases, the poppin' red. The freehand on those is probably a little trickier to do than the ABGs, but I think they both did a good job. But the wild dog, he painted up a few more, so we'll reward him for his efforts. So he's going to win a Saga Thursday pint glass, but one person will potentially come out with a goodie as well. So one thing I did not, so it was a little up in the air if Gripping Beast was our sponsor for 2025. I sent them an email during the holidays. They're very busy, so I didn't hear back. I sent a follow-up, but I haven't heard back yet. So hopefully they still are. If they are not, we will get something else out to this person. But 1 through 6 generate a 3 is M. Teasdale. So
nice.
Yeah, nicely done. That was the best odds for anybody for a paint contest for quite a long time. Probably going back to the very beginning. They were that small to start with. So I'm Teasdale, potentially won a Gripping Beast gift certificate, but we're not 100% certain on that. But even if they haven't, we do appreciate the Beast here, Monty. They've supported the show for many, many years. And why don't we encourage folks to head on over to their website. They've got the Age of Chivalry book. They got the dice. Where did you get your book? I know we're in the States here, so we
I got together with a group and we put in a group order to kind of deal with the shipping to get it straight from Gripping Beast.
Oh, you did, yeah. All right, so the Beast hooked you up nicely.
So we did.
Nicely done. So yeah, definitely show your support for the Beast, one of the early manufacturers out there supporting Saga. So yeah. I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. So we just stayed out there on Discord, but I did want to shoot a thank you over to Sean, Patrick, Mitchell, Scott, Frank, Britt, DJ, Robin, the rest of the Saga Thursday patrons. Wouldn't be doing an episode every week without you guys, so really appreciate the support. And I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. Head on over to the Saga Thursday Discord server. We got 1,000+ members. The link is posted in the show description below on every single video. So that's how you find it. Coming up, we have a Gauls faction review. So that is the last one we needed for the Age of Hannibal. So that book is going to be complete. And Monty and I will analyze those guys at some point. But next month, we're going to bring it back to Age of Chivalry. We looked at a lot of models this month for Age of Chivalry. We're going to keep that going. We're going to take a look at all the various sources for Age of Chivalry miniatures. So does that sound like a plan, Monty?
Sounds like a very good plan.
All right. We'll reconvene in March then and talk about that. But there'll be the Gauls in between and probably a couple other videos as well. So definitely comment below about anything you saw. If you have any questions about the various models I'm sure the people who produced the war bands and the units for the challenge will be happy to post and answer any questions about paint or technique or hobby or basing or whatever about the models that they put together. So I think that's going to be a wrap for this one. Sound good, buddy?
It does. Well done. It is so impressive. Like for this thing, I clicked in early. I had seen them over time, but to see them all in one glance, all of the paint contest warbands and the group photos are so well done. Your stories behind them, it's really a treat. Like that's a lot of work in this hobby, right? You can't just show up and buy your stuff off the shelf. You got to do all this work. So well done, Rodge, for you for organizing and leading it, and well done to everyone who participated. So
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, agreed. A ton of work went into it, and people were busting their butt trying to finish every unit every month, and it's tough. 4 out of 18 managed to do it. I think that's similar to last year's number. I think just 4 people did it. I can't remember exactly how many started, but yeah, it went well. I got derailed. We'll see if in 2025, if we do it again. I kind of want to do something different, so I don't have any particular ideas at this time, but we'll do some kind of challenge. Maybe not the same thing that we've done the last 2 years, but if you're interested, it'll start for patrons probably in June. So I'll figure it out by May. Kind of figure out what we're gonna do. So, all right, man. Well, we'll check you later, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Saga! If you'd like to see more Saga content, consider joining the Heathen Army over on Patreon or popping on down to the Saga Thursday Discord server. Links below. Thanks, guys.